So let's flip to comedy. Early stand-up. You're graduating. You're out there hustling. Some of your local gigs. How many people are in the audience as you're first starting out?
Well, I would have a little phone list of people that I would call to ensure that it wasn't just me standing up on stage with a microphone. And Craig and Stacy were on that list, and so they saw me in some amazing, amazing places, doing amazing comedy. I think
the barn in Tustin.
The barn in Tustin,
Yeah.
which was literally a barn.
Right. The cannery.
The cannery in Newport Beach,
Yeah.
which was literally a cannery at one point. Nino's in Long Beach,
yeah.
where they had
Yep.
balls of Italian fruit hanging from the ceiling. Terrible places.
So small audience of your friends.
Small ones.
We have a quote from noted comedy critic Bob Pollard, Craig's dad.
Yes.
After seeing your show at the Cannery in Newport
Right.
Beach in 1991,
Right.
he said, "Craig, what was the review?"
I think and Dad, remind me if this is correct, but I think it was something to the fact that I hope that boy has another career, another way to make money.
And Bob was right. It was not good stuff. Yeah, it was not good stuff.
From there, you went on to work with the Groundlings.
I had while I was here at SC, I had always heard about the Groundlings, which is over on Melrose there, and I think my senior year, I finally went and saw a show, and I went with some friends, and that was the moment where I knew that's what I wanted to do. I saw, it was an evening of sketch comedy with improv, and I think Lisa Kudrow was in the cast at that time, and I'm trying to think who else, but I had seen the legacy of that place. A lot of people had gone on to do sitcoms and films and Saturday Night Live, and they had a school. And I thought, maybe I'll try one of their introductory classes. So I went through their entire program, and that's where I was when Saturday Night Live was looking to recast.
So you came on or had the opportunity for Saturday Night Live when they were really adding a lot of cast members.
Yeah.
How did the audition come about? And then we're going to talk about that for a second.
Well, the word was out that it was the season before was the last season for Chris Farley and Adam Sandler and David Spade and Mike Myers and that whole crew. They were literally cleaning house, and they were going to hire, I think, eight or nine new cast members, and the word was out that they were doing a nationwide search, and that the Groundlings was one of the places they were coming. So they flew four of us out to New York, and you had to audition in 8H, which is the studio where Saturday Night Live is shot, and you had to do 5 to 8 minutes of an audition that you just make up to an empty studio with just a simple spotlight and a camera, and Lorne Michaels just in the shadows, and he purposely sets it up so no one laughs, so you feel the pressure of what live television is like.
Well, we, for those of us who've seen the audition, it's just epic. You did Harry Carey,
Right.
You did Kids Get Off the Shed, which
Right.
you made into a Saturday Night sketch. But this one, we laugh at every single time we watch it. This is brilliance. Take a look at Will and his audition.
You're thinking, how did I get hired after that?
You actually heard...
Bob Pollard was right. Jeez. No, that was my second audition, actually.
It was?
Yeah, because they asked you to come back with more stuff. So I'd done a sketch at the Groundlings about a guy who worked in an office, but when he wasn't taking calls, he played with cat toys. But in that context, it looks absolutely insane. Yeah. But there I was in that void, that laughless void, playing with cat toys in my mind going, this is over. This is it. Yeah. I can always be a substitute teacher. I mean, yeah.
But if you watch that audition and you listen, at the end of it, you hear the camera people just start busting up. They can't even hold it in anymore.
Thank God.
It's just...
My dad was operating camera that day. Yeah.
So I think this is where everyone relates to you, and that's, your most distinguishing characteristic is the risk, and you are willing to do anything and humiliate yourself in order to get to that. But
What are you talking about?
that may not have came out exactly. May not have come out. But
You
no,
are
the
such
idea
an
of,
ass. Unbelievable.
But what would you say his what differentiates Will from most other comedic actors?
Well, I don't know if I'm the right guy to answer that. I mean, he just had confidence to do things that other people just wouldn't do. Probably thought about doing, but just didn't do it.
But is your approach, I mean, do you think about, in business, in anything, you have to risk good to be great. You really have to almost throw it away. And
Yeah.
that line may not be apparent to you when you're doing it.
Right. But you
So-
have to dive in, yeah. And there's no one, there's really, it's not like you have a source or a confidant or someone who if you could bounce ideas off in terms of when it comes to comedy. And you really just have to believe in it and think, you know what, I think this could work. But that's what was, I mean, in a weird way, my time here at school was really a stage for me to get to try my obscure way of thinking. And I would constantly, I was our song chairman for the
For the fraternity.
for the fraternity. So every Monday you have chapter, and all the positions that are actually relevant give a report. But I decided we needed a song report, but I had class on Monday, so I would tape my song report and play it in front of chapter.
The Casey Kasem.
Yeah, I would do, just bizarre things, and I would hear back that, oh, that was hilarious, it killed. I'm like,
Our
really?
chapter meetings, normally weren't that well attended, but when they knew Will had a tape for that meeting, it was packed. Yeah.
So, and I would also do things, our buddy Emil was kind of my shill. I would, because I had a work-study job at the humanities AV department, and I was a very good employee. If you needed a Spanish language cassette tape, I was your man. But I could just leave that job and no one noticed, and so I knew where all these guys would sit.
VKC steps.
VKC steps around lunchtime, and I would tell our friend Emil, I'm like, right around 12:15, I'm going to push an overhead projector across campus, and I'm just going to have my pants slightly down so you see my butt crack, and I want you to just start going, look at that guy. What is that guy doing? And it would incite a riot where people would go, yeah, what is that guy doing? I don't like that guy. And I would just slowly push this overhead projector. And those were moments where like, oh, this is working. Yeah, this is actually. But yeah, you have to be willing to kind of risk everything to have success.
And you've done that over the years at SNL for, 6-7 years. All the characters we know, Alex Trebek, Janet Reno, Neil Diamond, James Lipton, George W. What was the first name of the Spartan cheerleader?
Craig.
Coincidence or homage?
Accidents.
It was based on your
It was my talents.
physical ability.
Yeah, exactly.
As a cheerleader.
Your life story,
Yeah.
as interpreted. From SNL, you went on to make some great movies while you were at SNL. Night at the Roxbury, The Zoolander, featured some roles where you really sort of had scene-stealing parts. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Then, of course, in 2003, the juggernaut Old School. Elf, Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Blades of Glory, Step Brothers, plus Austin Powers, Wedding Crashers, and The Campaign. Is that enough? Jeez.
You forgot the other guys.
Yeah.
And a couple porns I shot down in Mexico. But let's leave it off the list.
We'll skip to that. Interesting thing, great
You gotta risk. Yeah. Gotta take risks.
Yeah.
It's a 40-foot screen. But more than an actor, you're also a producer. You've produced Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Blades of Glory, Step Brothers. You're a producer of Eastbound and Down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the business side as well?
My writing partner Adam McKay and I, started a production company 4 or 5 years ago, and we enjoy kind of fostering talent and giving giving fellow comedians a shot to kind of succeed in with projects that are of the same shared taste, and so I think we say no to a lot of stuff, but some of Eastbound and Down is like a prime example of Danny McBride is hilarious, and they had such a funny idea, and just to be able to open some doors for original content is kind of our goal.
But you also come up with concepts. Which of the concepts did you come up with for some of the movies?
Anchorman and Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, we wrote all three of those, in addition to Anchorman 2 that's coming out December 18th.
You know it.
And write a fair amount of the stuff as well.
So you've been an entrepreneur and a producer. Your first entrepreneurial venture was a highly diversified multinational professional services firm, Prestige Worldwide.
Prestige Worldwide, yeah.
What happened with that, and why did it not work out?
We grew too quickly. We tried to do too much too fast, because you're talking entertainment, security, catering, Spider-Man, you name it. What was that? Black leather gloves, yeah. So we should have just done, do one thing and do it really well, and we got away from that.
That's right. Had you been in the entrepreneur program, you would have learned, start with a niche, know that very well, and then grow from there.
And then grow from there.
But that, you have to fail in order to succeed.
But we learned that, yeah.
And you've also had the chance to work with, other SC people. A lot of people from the film school are prominent in Hollywood. Talk about, working with some of your fellow grads, Judd Apatow, for example.
We've done a number of films with Judd, who kind of, really helped us with we teamed up with him for the first Anchorman, and done a number of movies. I did The Campaign with Jay Roach, who I think still teaches here on occasion. I met John Singleton once. That was cool.
Before their time. Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Who else? LeVar Burton, Reading Rainbow. Before your time. A couple laughs.
And has the Trojan family sort of been important throughout your career, or you've seen a lot of people that have graduated from here in your career?
It's you kind of meet so many different people in the entertainment world. It's not, you definitely run across people from SC throughout it. I don't know if I've had any crucial connections in that regard. So, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
This is why we have a talk beforehand, to skip past those. Let's talk. So a lot of your movies, you.
Oops.